Shut up. Shut up!
guide or anything like that. This is just some helpful tips and tricks with the miner that's been rework moving forward, and things that you should do or look out for when you start this rework. I wanted to get this out as soon as possible, so it's just, you know, all the little helpful things to get you started. I'm going to have more in-depth guides coming out in the future, but I need to learn more about the rework. I've also got an in-depth guide of a very, very overpowered smithing method coming out soon. And I have a detailed look into all of the different drops that the monsters are now dropping with the changes to the loot tables and whether they're still good GP or not. You can expect the other videos like the smithing one and the comparing the monsters GP and hour one probably out tomorrow. I wanted to get this one out before then. Anyway, enough blabbering on, let's get right into the video. Hopefully you guys learned something from this. So this guy exchanges my tokens, and I want to change my rune ones. So I can just buy like loads of rune items, and I can buy rune salvage. Okay, so it's pretty much I just buy like the big salvages, and then I get my money back, right? There's nothing else I can really buy, and there's no point in buying these things if they out for like 0 GP, so I might as well just buy all the salvage back. So at least my rune items that I had weren't just completely lost. Well, I'm going to buy a lot of this, Jesus Christ. I had a lot of rune Joanna, so it makes sense, but I didn't expect to get that many. Okay, and we can just alch all of those, they alch for a decent amount of money. So if I put those in the alchers, they alch for 40k each. I'm actually kind of excited to alch all of this, because I'm going to make a little bit of money, which is always a good start of the rework. So let's buy 2 light anima cores and see how much they buy for. They're going to buy it for a stupid amount on release, let's see. Doesn't even buy for 100k, I'm going to go mine them. Screw that. I like that. They've updated it so they actually have like spikes and stuff. It's going to be easier to see the opportunities. See, look at that. So much easier to see now from the beta. Very happy with that. I just need 2 light animica, 2 dark animica, then I can make an elder rune pickaxe and I can use that to mine quite effectively. I don't have an incando pickaxe, so I can't make a pickaxe for Earth and Song because 200 mil mining. Couldn't really be bothered with that stuff, but I'll get all of that stuff done eventually because it's much easier to obtain incando pickaxe now, so I'd much rather get it on the update than before. We've already got 2 pieces of light animica. Our Grace of the Elves has banked it for us, which is nice. As soon as the bar hits full, that puts it in your bank. So as you can see, I just sent one to the bank. Perfect. It's a really nice indicator. So now let's get some dark animica, go upgrade our pickaxe, so we can actually mine at a good rate. Give me my rock opportunity so I can get my last ore. There it is. Come on. Give me my second dark animica so I can go make my pickaxe. Perfect. Let's go make our pickaxe. Now we go, we want to make a elder rune pickaxe, please. Begin my project. So there we go, we've got our elder rune pickaxe. I'm going to go use that, and we're going to go get some ores at trial hour. Let's do it. So during the trial hour, you get light and dark animica ore show up, and you have a 20% chance to award an extra ore when mining rocks in the district. That's nuts, dude. We're getting a lot more animica with this elder rune pickaxe. Look how fast it goes up. It's insane. Crystal pickaxe is just trash now. Unless you're going to make your crystal pickaxe into a pickaxe of Earth and Song, it's really not worth it. So make sure you get an elder pickaxe as soon as possible because it's tier 90. So it has a very high rock penetration, which means it's going to mine so much better at the higher levels. If you don't have rock penetration, it ain't going to do anything really. So make sure that you do have that. Just use these if you don't have a pickaxe of Earth and Song. If you don't have an incando pickaxe to make it, use the elder pickaxe. You can upgrade it as well later on, but it's quite expensive to do so now, so just get the normal elder rune pickaxe. So I got this Artisan's Workshop flyer, and I need 11 spaces in my backpack. That is fine, I do have that. There we go, that's awesome. We got a Luminite Injector and 50 of every Stone Spirit, a large plated rune salvage, and some armor spikes. Jesus, that was a lot of stuff. Definitely trade in your flyer if you have one, dudes. The reason why these Stone Spirits are so good from the flyer, from the Premier Club chest, is every time I mine a Dark Animica ore now, it's giving me 2. This Stone Spirit gets consumed, and it gives me an extra ore. That's just insane, and it only uses 1 charge of the Porter as well, which again, insane, super efficient, super easy, and every single time I see a rock opportunity, I'm going to be clicking it for that ×7. Here, look, there's a rock opportunity right there. Boom, give me that ore. Perfect. That's cool, because they've updated all the drop tables. That includes rare drop table. Instead of getting 16 Addy ore from my Stone Spirit, I got 16 Adamantite Stone Spirits, which has helped me mine more Addy. That is cool, I like it. Nice one. My priority.
Real money talk, Marker? How much debt do you got? Whoa. Go straight for the jugular, my friend. It terrifies me, so I don't really know.
Your house is a debt.
Okay.
Credit cards are debt.
Like the credit cards.
I just got a new one.
Right now I have, I think, $99,000 left of student loan debt.
Only about 20,000, 30,000, 4,000, 50,000.
70K in the hole because of my student loans. So we're gonna go with $500,000 in
And
debt.
if you had 2 sentences.
Guarantee is probably getting compact. I'm also going to mine 100 of every single ore in the game. Use the stone spheres to good use and get 100 of everything. That sounds fun. Also, we've got these geodes and then this metamorphic geode, which is a rare one. Let's open it. I managed to get onyx dust. That's actually kind of cool. How much is the onyx dust? I got a golden rock and onyx dust. Guess that adds to GP an hour, 227k. Thank you. So I grabbed my cooking gauntlets back off of this guy, and you can switch them to smelting gauntlets now. Right, again, remember, whenever you're smelting ores, use your smelting gauntlets, because one, it makes it so it automatically puts it in your metal bank, so you don't have to worry about having it in your inventory at all, and number two, it makes it super AFK, because you can do up to 60 at once. So easy, so chill. Oh my god, people don't like coal anymore, it seems. 48 GP each, feels bad for coal. So on trial hours, the ore that is replaced is world dependent. So if you can find a good world with multiple ores, you're going to be doing pretty well. So I've hopped to world 117, and as you can see, there is 2 dark anima core rocks. And there's a light one over there, and another dark one over there, and another light one over here. So we can easily mine and get rock opportunities in here during the hour, because there's so many awesome rocks being replaced. So the reason why I brought an overload here is if you sip on the overload, what this overload now does, I've got Seren Spirit somewhere, I cannot see it at all to save my life. Where are you, Seren Spirit? Hello? Dude, where's my Seren Spirit? Man, I literally just can't see it. I don't think I'm blind, I just literally, there's like nowhere to be found. I give up with that Seren Spirit. So the reason why I've got a Supreme Overload is because it gives me plus 19 to my Strength stat. Strength is actually quite important when it comes to mining because it gives you an increased rock penetration chance. What Shawnee was talking about in said Strength is actually somewhat important because it gives a little boost to your rock penetration. So if I use a Supreme Overload, I'm getting extra mining by having 118 strength boosted up. So Supreme Overloads are the best because it gives a plus 19 to strength, although you can use strength potions, extreme potions, normal overloads and stuff, and it will increase your mining, alongside, you know, like lava golem, all of that normal stuff, your mining outfit, etc. I don't know whether this works, but we can chuck up our Berserk Aura and see if that increases our strength any better. It says a raw full state, which boosts your strength and attack. So if my strength and attack are boosted, surely that's going to boost the rock penetration. So the reason why we've got Legacy mode on now is so we can use the Dragon Battle Axe special attack. So we can go here and we can use the Dragon Battle Axe special attack. That increases our strength. We've also got an Overload. We're at 128 strength. We've got a Zerg Aura on for the extra bonus there. And this is just going to be insane. It should be so much. Oh, dude, it's going to be some nice experience. Not going to lie, it should be some very nice experience. Oh, I don't know, dude. This seems so sway for mining. If that increases our mining chance, I'm all for it. So we've toggled on stamina bar while mining. So this stamina bar when mining, as you can see, it goes down, a bit like the smithing bar. It just means you need to click before it goes too far down, otherwise you won't get much at all from the ores. But if you're doing rock opportunities and stuff, it should always really just like go back up by the time. And just like that, the trial hour was over and the ores are gone, and look at all the people running. My goodness, there was a lot of people here. No wonder I couldn't see my Seren Spirits. Damn. Something I missed was the Metamorphic Geode. Let's go. Give me something good. It gave me an Elite Clue and a Golden Rock. I mean, an Elite Clue is pretty cool. Okay, so changing my skybox to dusk makes it a little bit easier to see rock opportunities because they're nice and glowy. Definitely helps a lot. Okay, I think I'm going to keep it in dusk so I can see the rock opportunities perfectly. Nice. When it comes to locating new ores and everything, just look at your mining tab in-game. On the skill guide in-game, it will tell you exactly where you need to go. If you press the eye icon next to any of the ores, it will tell you, hey look, you go south of Port Phasmatis, or you can go to the Dwarven Mine Resource Dungeon, or you can go to the Abandoned Mine, or in the Wilderness. No matter what ore it is, it will tell you exactly where to go if you are stuck on where to go for each ore. we've mined all the Dracoglyph we need, so now it's onto the neck, right? These look so weird. I really like the look of these rocks because they're very, like, unconventional. This unconventional looking rock pile thing is kind of cool, and it has, like, loads of wood sticking out of it. I appreciate it. Good job on all of the different ores and everything. Good job, Jaggers. So, yeah, it's important to note that the tooltip's actually wrong on the Juju mining potion. You don't get a Seren Spirit now, you have a chance of finding stone spirits. And obviously I spoke about the stone spirits before. These, like, tin stone spirit and stuff when you find... them, it just gives you an extra ore on your next one. See, there you go, it got consumed and gave me an extra ore. So if I find a tin or like whatever I'm doing at the time, if I find a stone spirit for that, it's going to give me an extra ore. So the Juju potion is definitely worth using because it's going to increase your GP an hour if you're trying to make some money with your stone spirits. We did it, we got the achievement, we're now a cool kid, we're 70 out of 71, so we just need to make our elder stuff. Before I end, I'm going to open up these geodes that we got to see what goodies come inside. Let's see. The Dragonstone was quite expensive, so I guess that's one of the rarer items. So now, sedimentary, let's see what we can get. This is going to be worse stuff, I guess. So just loads of gems, we've got opals, topazes, emeralds, diamonds, spirit shards. I mean, is an extra thing, I guess. It's better than nothing. Why not? Might as well open them. Nothing too impressive, but nothing that bad. When it comes to smithing, you just top up your heat at the furnace next to the anvil. It's very self-explanatory. The only extra thing that you can do is use Superheat 4. That will increase the amount of experience you get with the heat. Instead of you getting less experience at 2/3 heat, it will give you less experience at 1/3 heat, so you can get more XP for longer. Another thing that it really helps with is it makes it so it drains a bit slower on your heat, so you can do it for longer. Other than that, you literally just make the normal base item, then +1, +2, +3, +4, +5. The further you go up, the more XP it gives. By the time I got to +5, it took me 15 minutes to go from nothing all the way to a +5 pickaxe, and I gained 70k XP. That would be the equivalent of 280k experience an hour, which isn't bad, but it's nothing great either, but it is only a pickaxe, remember. And I've got other methods of training smithing to test. I've got a video coming out about that tomorrow, so do watch out for that. Either way, that'll be it for the first look and the tips and tricks. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Loads more mining and smithing videos coming over the next couple of days. It's going to be an overload.
Shut up! Shut up! Oh, he's a whining.
You can get it all. Grubhub. Restaurants you love delivered.
Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I've got something a little bit different for you. Ice Poseidon has actually done something similar to this before, so if you haven't already, go check his video out, it's really good. Kind of gave me inspiration for this one. But basically, I've got 7 items here, right? The first item is an Amulet of Defense, then Rune Plate Legs, then Dragon Scimitar, then Dragon Boots, then an Abyssal Whip, then a Fury, and then Primordial Boots. So, if I show you the value of each of these items, it literally goes up. So it goes 7, 38, 59, then a big jump to 320, huge jump to 2,900,000, and then a slightly bigger jump to 3 million, and then boom, 26 million, right? But why have I got all of these items in my inventory in the first place? Well, I'm going to be trying out a social experiment today. So I want to see if people will give my item back. So I'm going to start off by giving them the Amulet of Defense, and if they give that back to me, I'm going to give them a Rune Plate Legs, and if they give that back to me, I'm going to give them so on and so on and so on, all the way up to the Primordial Boots, and if they give me that back, I'm going to give them a lot of money. That's actually less money than the Primordial Boots, but yeah, okay. Anyway, the people that I'm going to be asking to trade me these items back are going to be completely random. This is 100% a disclaimer. I have no idea who any of the people I'm about to trade are, okay? This isn't fake, this isn't rigged. I'm literally putting 33 mil on the line right now, because I think it's fun. I like doing social experiments, and this is quite interesting to me. I think the reaction's going to be funny. I think if someone steals my money, it's not going to be that funny, but it's kind of going to be funny seeing where they steal the money, right? Because I'm pretty sure that no one's just going to go through the entire thing and give me back a pair of Primordial Boots. I mean, I reckon it'll probably get to like a pair of Dragon Boots and they'll run away. I mean, potentially the Whip, but you know they're running away once it's 1.8 mil. You know they're not going to stick around for that big prize. I don't think I'm going to make it to the Primordial Boots this episode, but we shall see. Okay, I'm going to just literally hop to a random world. Just clicked it randomly, just so that it, doesn't... Okay, and there's just 2 random people here. Literally completely random, okay? You saw that, it was 100% live. Just 2 random people. Hey. Hey. Kid. We got Kit Carson here. Hey, sup? Come. I want to make this look kind of sketchy. Okay, he's following me. Hey, bro. Hey, is it coming home? Question mark. Anyway, can I trust you? Sure. Okay, give me this back after I trade you it. We're going to start off with the Amulet of Defense. Let's see if he gives me this back. Surely he will. There's no way he'd scam a 700 GP item, right? Okay. Thanks. That was very nice of you. Okay, now trade me this back. Gonna give him the Rune Plate Legs this time. 38k. Oh, here we go. He's trading... Okay. He doesn't want that 38k. Alright, so now he thinks he's gonna get something bigger. He thinks we're about to up the stakes even more, which we are. I feel like this is kind of smart on his behalf right now. He's kind of doing like a reverse engineer money doubling tactic. Now trade me this back. Gonna go for the Dragon Scimitar. Let's see. 60k. Oh no, he's doing it instantly. He's not mucking around. He's straight up giving me that item back. He knows what's coming. Okay, now trade me this back. Okay, we got the Dragon Boots. Okay, 250k or so. Or 320k. Okay, he's giving me it back. Okay, he's not scamming me 300k. Okay, now give me this back. I feel like this is the part where he's going to take it. There's no way that he's not going to run away with this item, unless he thinks that I'm like some billionaire. I mean, like, this is quite a lot of money, right? Okay, we're going to give him the Abyssal Whip. Let's see what he does here. Let's see what he does here. There's no way he's going to give me that back. Oh! Oh! Oh, he did it, though. Ooh, he did it quick. This guy is either extremely legitimate and very trustworthy, or he is trying to hold out for something bigger. He thinks I'm about to give him something bigger. I said you could trust me. Ooh, okay, right. Let's see how much we can trust you then, bro. You think I'm about to end this here? No way, bro. I'm about to fully commit to this stuff, bro. Trade me this back. Okay, we're going to trade him the Fury this time. 3.1 mil. I mean, he gave me the whip back. That's like 2 mil. I don't really understand why he wouldn't give me this one back. It's not much difference. Unless he thinks that that's the last one, which apparently he doesn't. He still thinks I've got more. And he's just straight up giving me it back. Okay. Whew. I'm nervous on this one. I don't know. I don't know what... Oh, whew. Okay. This is the first attempt of this video. This is the first time I'm trading 26 mil to someone to hope and see if they give it back. Trade me this back. Gonna offer him the Primordial Boots. 26 mil. Let's see what he does with the Primordial Boots. He's accepting that so quickly. So quickly. What's he doing now? What's he gonna do with that? There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. What? Oh my goodness, he actually gave me it back. Here you go, dude. Thanks. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. He's gonna get 10 mil cash right now. That is brilliant, dude. I did not expect that. That has restored some sort of faith in the community for me. Even if the idea of like, oh, he was just holding out for something better. I mean, he still 100% just gave me back like a 26 mil item. Like, that is pretty impressive. I did not expect anyone to be doing that. I mean, okay, right. I just found one flaw in the video, actually. Maybe it's because of my name. So maybe people think that I'm recording them. They notice it or whatever. I don't know. Maybe someone might know my name. So potentially I should do this on a different account. I'll put it to good use. Hey, Kid Carson, dude. You're one honest, noble man. I don't care what people are about to say in the comments. If you guys are currently thinking he's only done that so that he could take a bigger item after he gives Matt the Primordial Boots, I'm about to test whether or not that's true. So give me back that 10 mil, and then I'm going to give you the boots again, and then you're going to get the 10 mil again. Okay? Now, if he accepts this, then that's saying something. He's saying okay. He's saying okay. So I'm telling him that all he's going to get out of this is 10 mil. But I'm going to trust him with the 26 mil boots again, and then see if he gives me them back. I thought that was going to fail then. I thought he was about to run off with them. He is 100% just giving me them straight back. He is 100% just giving me them straight back. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. He knew that all he was going to get is 10 mil, and he still didn't steal that 26 mil. That is very, very nice. Okay, so for the final variation of this social experiment, I'm going to be using an account that literally no one could ever know. This is a random account that I've not really put anywhere on any sort of social media platform. And I'm going to be conducting the exact same experiment on a free-to-play world. Okay, I'm just going to ask this guy. Hey, yo, thank God he actually replied to me. I got to ask you something. Oh, he's actually following me. Wow, this guy, I just want to give him 5 mil already just for acknowledging me. Can I trust you, bro? Sure. Okay. He's giving me the arrows back. Oh, and he's giving me more arrows back. Okay. Money doubler? Let's see if he gives me the 5 mil min. if he gives me all of this stuff back, I will be slightly surprised. By the way, there's no prize. See if he gives back the rune plate legs. Now that he knows that I'm just doing it for fun. I think he's just saying it's cool that I'm just doing it for fun. I'm just a level 6 dude. I'm just a level 6 trying to have fun in this game, giving people my items to see if they give it back. I actually remember people used to do this stuff just because it was fun. Like, most people do it with streamers. Like, they'll just walk up to them and be like, hey bro, can I just trade you 1 bill? Just because I'm bored. And then the streamers steal their money. And it's like, come on guys. I say that whilst I'm giving random level 19 on the free-to-play world. I just want to see at what point he runs away, if any. He might not even run away. This guy's being ridiculously legit right now. Oh wait. He says logs. But he didn't log out. Okay, so I'm going to tell him that's the last item that I'm about to give him. And then see if he gives me it back. But that's not actually the last item. This guy could be like a secret millionaire, but I just don't think he is. I think he's actually not that wealthy. And see, oh, he walked away though. He walked away, but he didn't take it. Wow, okay. Is he gonna accept though? Oh, he did! Okay. There's no prize once again. Okay, gonna give him the 5,000 nature runes. That's 920k. That's a lot of money to some of these guys, you know, there. He traded me back straight away. Is he gonna give me it? Is he going to give me it? Not gonna lie. What's he saying? I really want to just run with these. But he accepted it anyway! Why didn't you though, bro? It can't just be because of that. Even though there's no prize, you put your time into getting those. DDBB125. Oh, you're such a cutie, aren't you? I'd be pissed if I trusted someone with that, and then they ran. Oh, dude. He's just walking straight back in there. Come back here, you. Let me give you the 5 mil, bro. You deserve this, bro. Enjoy. You deserve this. Yo. Yo. Thank you. It's okay, bro. Stay noble. Okay, so peculiarly, we just tried it on a members world, and someone was pretty honest. I mean, I don't have like a ridiculous budget to spend, so I guess that was quite random and quite annoying, really. I kind of would have preferred a bit more video footage, potentially someone running off with like one of the little items, but the guy was honest, he went through with it, and yeah, I can't really just keep doing that all day. So I'm just going to move straight on to the second part of the video, which is going on to a non-members world, and then doing the same thing, but with a slightly less substantial amount of money, because it's a free-to-play world. And I believe that these guys are going to take the money way earlier on. So the free-to-play items that I have are the iron arrows, the party hat, the rune plate legs, the rune plate body, the wizard hat, then 100,000 fire runes, which is 600k, and then 5,000 nature runes, which is 920k. So we're talking about 1.7 mil total, right? But if the person gives all of these items back one by one, then I will give them 5 mil cash. So this game actually makes a little bit more sense than the last one. Alright, I'm just going to hop to a random world because it seems like no one wants to talk to me. Next, Sorrow. He's got the full adamant, ooh, the full adamant golden, with that T necklace as well. This always looks so suspicious when I like get someone to come over into this corner of the GE. Like, this is the most notorious place for scammers to hang out. I trust you.
What up?
Well, that is nice and reassuring, bro. He says he's probably trustworthy. Okay, so that basically means if I give him a certain amount of money, he's about to run off with it. I don't expect anything different here. These lower levels, I don't really expect him to... I mean, he's level 43, right? He's got full adamant G on it. I'm assuming he's an experienced player that's got like some sort of alter count, right? I don't think that he's some fresh off tutorial island guy. And I reckon once we start getting to these two, I don't think he's going to give them back. That's where it gets a little bit interesting. 38k doesn't mean anything to him. He's giving me that straight back. I'm just going to throw that one out there. Even though there is a prize, I'm just going to tell him that there isn't a prize. He says that's fine. Because obviously I don't want people to think there's a motive, so I'm just going to say, there's no prize by the way, dude. Here's the rune plate body. Let's see if he gives this back, now that he knows there's no prize. Yeah, he's still giving it. He's just like, I don't care. What, you think I was doing this for the prize, bro? I'm just doing it because I'm bored. 190k. What's he going to do? Is he... Oh, that was a little bit of a hesitation there. I saw that. Let's see what he does when I trade him 600k of fire runes. Well, he accepted that pretty quickly, but he traded me back just as quick. Now that's the last one. We've got 5,000 nature runes here. I genuinely thought that this video would have more scammers in it than it does, so I'm currently going bankrupt. But here's 5,000 nature runes. And he traded me instantly back. Wow. Okay. Wow. Now, I'm just going to walk away and see what he says. I'm gonna give him the 5 mil, but only after I've pranked him by thinking that he's just lost what he could have just took. He's just standing there. He's kind of, I know what he's thinking. He's sat there like, did I just miss out on the opportunity to take 920k? Alright, I gotta give him the 5 mil. Here's your 5 mil. Enjoy, bro. He's trading me back. Why is he trading me back? What? No, no, bro. The game's over. The game's over. Okay, so weirdly enough, the social experiment actually came back 100% conclusive that if you give people items and then tell them that you're going to give them another item, generally they believe that they're going to get some sort of reward, or they just don't want to scam your money. It's quite hard to differentiate between the two. I'm not really sure what conclusion we've had from this, other than it was just quite a funny video. I felt it was quite funny risking my money, and then gave them rewards for kind of just trying to be honest. Either way, they told me they wouldn't take my items, so they were honest. Whether or not that was for a different intention to what we would perceive, I still think that it's kind of honest, you know? It's like, you did what you said. But anyway, if you like this social experiment and you'd like to see many more, click this video here because this is another social experiment that I did.
No, my parents loved us. It's just like they were the cops, you know? And we were criminals. So we didn't get along. We only got along in that way that, like, cops will sometimes be chummy with criminals. Like, when my dad and I would talk, it was like that scene in the movie Heat, when Robert De Niro and Al Pacino sit down in that diner. We kind of had that rapport of, like, we're not so different, you and I. You have your law practice, and me, I have all these fucking markers. I guess we both have responsibilities when you look at it that way. My dad would respect it if I could get away with breaking a rule. Like, we had a rule in our house, you were not allowed to watch TV on a school night. So every school night, I would 100% be watching TV. And I would hear my dad coming, I would immediately turn the TV off and grab any book, magazine, periodical, anything. And I'd open it and pretend to be doing homework. My dad would walk in the room and he would go, "What are you doing? Are you watching TV?" And I go, "Nah, man. I'm not watching TV." The TV wouldn't even be dark yet. It would still have like a neon green halo around it. And it'd be sizzling like a glass of Pepsi. And I would look my dad in the eyes and go, "No, I'm just reading this Yellow Pages."
Don't waste your time and money at the chain store. They got the best auto parts, brake parts, suspension parts, and dealer parts too. The website's so easy to use. The lowest prices and fast delivery too. All the parts your car will ever need. All the savvy folks are buying parts at rockauto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com.
I love going to the grocery store. Those free samples. It's always a little awkward if you have the free sample. You're like, "Ooh, sausage, yeah." Well, see ya. Sucker. Because you kind of act like you're going to get a case of it. Well, this would be good for a party now, wouldn't it? Nah. Gotcha. When did we have to become members of all these grocery stores? Are you a member of our secret club? I'm just getting Doritos. Well, that'll be $4,000. Or you can join our club. I can't come to a lot of meetings, but I guess I'll join. I do feel guilty at checkout when they're bagging my groceries. Talk about feeling lazy. "Hey, thanks for putting my groceries in my bag." Yeah, I could help, but I'll just watch. I'm exhausted from picking that crap out. You want to come home and watch me eat them? I'm looking for a buddy. This guy talks a lot about food. But really, we're a country that loves food. I mean, think about it. Once a week on the news, there's a piece on American obesity. They always show a big guy walking, they'll block out his face, but that guy knows it's him. Well, that shirt looks familiar. Oh, crap. Can't wear that shirt again. Poor guy gets to work. "Hey, Bill, saw your fat ass on the news." I know. We're never satisfied when it comes to food. "You know what'd be good on this burger? A ham sandwich. Instead of a bun, let's use 2 donuts. That way we can have it for breakfast. Look out, McGriddle, here comes the donut ham hamburger." You guys laugh, but you know there's someone at Dunkin' Donuts going, "That's not a bad idea. Then we could have a diet donut ham hamburger. Because we need the variety." I bought some peanut butter recently. It was creamy, chunky, extra chunky, and now extreme chunky peanut butter. I bought the extreme chunky. I opened it up. It was just peanuts. Oh, that is extreme, trying to spread that stuff. This is radical! All those extreme products, you feel like a coward eating the regular stuff. "Hey, check out that puss eating the regular Doritos. Can't handle the extreme ones. I'm working my way." "You got served, sucker!" That joke didn't even make sense. It's weird. We want our food fast, too, don't we? That's why we really love those value meals. Just have to say a number. 2! Soon you won't have to speak, it'll just be a noise. Alright, I'll supersize it. We need our food fast. That's the real appeal of Chinese food. But Chinese food almost comes too quickly. You're like, yeah, I will have, oh, there it is. How'd you know I even wanted that? Fastest to prepare, slowest to eat. I prefer the Chinese restaurants that have the silverware on the table when you arrive, because there's nothing more humiliating than starting with chopsticks and having to turn to the waiter and be like, yeah, hi, I'm too white. Do you have a shovel back there? Chopsticks are fun, but I'd rather eat than play Operation. Yeah.
I've noticed that you guys here in Minneapolis have some very, very aggressive bicycle riders. I didn't know that was a point of pride, but what's going on? Is it training grounds? Curry? Fuck them. That's what I'm getting to. I get it, like, you know, like if you ride your bike, like, that's cool, that's healthy and green. Now shut the fuck up and get on the sidewalk. Yeah. Seriously, you should. Remember when you were a kid? You rode your bike around your neighborhood, like, bring, bring. I'm coming home, Mommy. And then a car came by, what would you do? You would move. That's right. Yes. And you would move because it's a fucking car. Yes. And you understood that concept as a child. Now, it's grown men, right? Adults. On bicycles, okay? In the middle of the, not like on the side, not like hugging the curb, middle of the street, doing a little bit of this, like a little... And it's followed by a lot of attitude, right? Like, hey, you don't fucking see me? I'm on my bike. And it's like, yeah, man, don't you see me in my car? The thing that'll rupture your spleen if I tap you with it? What is with the attitude? If I lose my temper, we're looking at involuntary manslaughter, all right? A little... Oops. I didn't mean to do it. Why are you riding a bike? This is the age of technology. This isn't Ho Chi Minh City in 1976. Get $100 a month together and lease a Honda. And if you can't do that, maybe you should move to Ho Chi Minh City.
So this is a beautiful theater. I like what I do because I get to work in a lot of different places. And recently I did a show in New Jersey in the auditorium of a technical high school. I forgot that existed. Technical high school. That's where dreams are narrowed down. Because we tell our children, you can do anything you want. Their whole lives. You can do anything. But at this place, we take kids, like they're 15, they're young, and we tell them, you can do 8 things. We got it down to 8 for you. And I'm not saying these people are stupid, because I'm stupid. I really am stupid, and it bothers me. Like, I wish I was more stupid. Because then it just, all my thoughts would just But instead, here's how my brain works. It's stupidity, followed by self-hatred, and then further analysis. It's not a very efficient system of thought. I have these dumb thoughts, and then I go, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then I figure it out. But the impulse is always stupid. Like, I saw this guy in New York one day, he's walking his dog, and this is what I saw. The guy's got a coffee, and a dog on a leash, and a phone. He's on the phone. So he's got his phone like this, and the dog's leash is going from the phone hand to the dog. And I look at this and I go, oh, he's got like a dog phone. Like, that thought sincerely inhabited me for like a full minute. I'm going, oh, I wonder what the benefits are to hooking your phone up to a dog. And then the other part of me had to go, why the fuck would that exist? You asshole! I had a string of dumb thoughts the other day. I don't remember what town I was in. I was on the road. I was just standing in front of my hotel. It was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That's usually what I'm doing at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Just standing in front of my hotel. Because I've been inside all day, just with it, jacking off in the ice cream. It's just horrible. It's like a horrible thing. All day, just depths of fucking hell. Just, I wake up, I get like chicken wings. Shit nobody eats at 10 a.m. Like really hot wings, and I eat them all. And then I'm like, ugh. So I get ice cream to cool it off, you know, like, and then I feel worse, so I jack off and pass out. I turn off my phone in case my kids call. I can't fucking face anybody. I wake up covered with 3 kinds of shame glaze just covering my body. And so right around 5 in the afternoon, it starts getting dark, and I'm like, I gotta be in the daylight just once. I have to at least one time in the day be in daylight. And I just stand there, that's it. Like a fucking mental patient in a bathrobe, just. Cigarette burns on the robe and shit. Some girl telling me she got married, I'm not listening. Daddy, this is my husband. That's what it feels like anyway. And I start looking at people, and they're all crispy clothed and rosy cheeked and full of purpose. And they're making me feel worse. And I'm about to go back in the hotel and jack off another time. And then I look across the street and I see this couple, and they were just striking. They were a beautiful couple. It was a beautiful woman with a beautiful man. I'll say he's beautiful. I got no problem. I'll suck his dick too. I don't need your permission. I don't care. I can walk right over there and suck his dick. I mean, I never did that, but I'm 41. Maybe I'll do the second half gay. I don't know. It remains an option. There's got to be something to it. Those folks are having a good time. They have parades. There's no parades for how I get laid. They have parades marching down the street to celebrate that they blow each other and fuck each other in the ass and smush their vaginas together or whatever that one is. Whatever wonderful thing those folks are doing that's none of my business. So I'm looking at the couple, and they're walking on the other side of the street, and they have a child with them. But I can't see their child because there's like a dumpster and some other stuff. I just see like a little head. And I'm waiting. I'm curious what their kid looks like because they're so beautiful. Maybe I want to fuck their kid. I don't know. That's just me saying something terrible because it makes me laugh that it upsets you. That's all that is. Just so you know. It's just... It's just enjoyable to me that you're upset. That's all it is. I'm not gonna fuck a kid. I wouldn't do that. Maybe a dead kid. Who are you hurting? He's dead. Who are you hurting? I'm not saying I would kill a kid and fuck him. I'm saying if I found a dead kid in a field and it wasn't raining, I might take a shot. I don't know. I haven't been in that situation. All right. Okay, so I'm looking at the couple, and they got a kid with them, and I'm curious what their kid looks like. And they come around the corner, and this is a true story. It wasn't a kid. It was a little old Chinese woman walking next to them. And here's what my dumb brain tells me. I go, oh, that's what their child is like. Not like, oh, she's a separate person, she's not with them. I'm like, oh, that young couple gave birth to a tiny, elderly Chinese woman. Isn't that interesting? And then the other part of me had to go, dude! Yeah, that's what happened, yes. Asshole. And then I was looking at the little old Chinese lady. There was a beauty to her. She's just tiny, little old Chinese. I was staring at her because I was fascinated by her. I don't know anybody like her, and I am so not a little old Chinese lady. That I was like, what are her thoughts? That was what I was burning inside with. What is she thinking right now? I can never know. And the dumb brain is telling me that she's just thinking, that's how dumb I am. That I think Chinese gibberish that I made up is in her actually Chinese mind. That's all just me, Chinese. Of course, I can't know what she was thinking. She could be thinking anything. Black people steal. So I'm like, I'm not saying they steal. I'm saying that fucking racist Chinese lady might have been thinking it. She might have been. It's possible.
It's not always good going through life with an easily irritated disposition. It's probably not the best way to live. It's probably not. Sometimes it comes in handy, though, like jury duty. I got called into jury duty last year. I didn't want to be there. Found out I had nothing to worry about. After roughly 15 minutes of honestly and pretty aggressively answering their questions, they wanted absolutely nothing to do with me. It's one of my finest moments as a grown-up. I have a lot of strong feelings about our court system, a lot of which aren't positive. I don't like a lot of trials go on way too long. It bugs me, right? And a lot of trials frivolous litigation. That's another thing that bugs me. Just overzealous litigation. People suing for things they should not be allowed to sue for. The only people who win are lawyers and insurance companies, right? We all pay more. We all suffer because of that. We all pay more for every product we buy because that company had to carry extra insurance because of some shithead trying to sue them over something stupid. Or like this lady sued Universal Studios Haunted House a couple years ago for scaring her too much. And she won $15,000 for mental anguish. Yeah, for being scared too much by a place she had paid to scare her just enough. That's like suing a restaurant for having food so delicious you order dessert when you knew you should have stopped at dinner. I feel like you could probably pull that off. I feel you probably could. Just they knew what they were doing, Your Honor. I wanted to be done when I was barely able to finish my pan-seared tilapia with the raspberry Pinot Noir glaze and the butternut squash ravioli. I could barely get it down. I had to loosen my belt. Had to take a Beano as a precautionary measure, and I knew there were still going to be consequences. And then that son of a bitch, right there, unsolicited, brought to our table a slice of New York-style cheesecake, with a creme brulee topping. It was crispy, but it's not burnt. It's crispy, but it's not burnt. I don't know how they do that. Had it made from scratch, graham cracker crust, where you can smell the butter. You can smell the butter. Heard enough. Verdict for the plaintiff. $30,000 for intestinal anguish. Feels possible to me. Yeah, and then those trials that go on too long, those trials that waste everybody's time, drag on for years when anyone with common sense knows the verdict on day one. There are those trials. Like there was a serial killer, early 80s in California, Robert Ng. This guy, they find the remains of over like a dozen people that he had killed. Find videotapes in his house, his DNA all over the remains, find videotapes of him killing the people whose remains they just found, catch his accomplice immediately, who's also on the tapes, who confesses right away. He's like, yeah, that's us. I mean, you can see us on the tapes. That's our DNA. Yes, guilty. All of it, for sure. No, I mean, it's definitely us. Totally, for sure. 100%. 100%. I'm paraphrasing, but that's the gist of it. That trial goes on for over 8 years. Costs over $20 million. Yeah, that should have cost a couple $100, been decided in about 10 minutes. That trial should have only lasted as long as it took for the jury to realize that the person on the tape is the person sitting across the courtroom from them. Right? Just minute one, put that tape in, push play, just wait a few minutes until the jury's like, wait, oh shit. What? Oh my God. And then the jury foreman just stands like, Your Honor, we've reached a verdict. We've already reached a verdict. I know we haven't even heard from the defense attorney, but honestly, you know what? Fuck that guy for even taking this case in the first place. I mean, honestly, where is his moral compass? Honestly. He's seen the tape. He's seen the tape. We're going to put in a guilty verdict right now, and if I can be so bold, we'd like to strongly recommend the death penalty. And if I can be so bold, we'd like to wrap this up before lunch and just kill him ourselves right now, if we could. You know. I like a pro-death crowd. I appreciate that. Some people need it. Some people need it. So I take this attitude into my jury selection. And it's a murder trial. I don't want to be there. I didn't know this, but when you get there, you can fill out a form saying you don't want to be there. And the last question on the form is pretty straightforward. It says, do you think you'd make a fair juror? I was honest. I said, no. I'm a comic. I get paid to make quick judgments and stick to them. And that's exactly what I plan on doing in your court. I thought that would get me tossed. It did not. They made me stay there. They put me in the jury selection box. The defense attorney starts asking me questions in front of the defendant, just awkward. He's listening to us. And it was weird. The judge told us that the defendant had just been released from prison where he had served several years for the attempted murder of a rival gang member. Now he's being charged with murdering a rival gang member. So I'm like, great. I'm in a room with somebody, definitely getting better at murder. And I thought that because when I saw him, I immediately thought, yeah, that guy's a murderer. And I thought that because he had gang tattoos all over his face. Like a lot of gang tattoos over a lot of his face. And look, I know that having gang tattoos all over your face doesn't make you a murderer. Unless you're charged with murder. Then it probably makes you a murderer. You know, if you have any common sense. So the defense attorney, he reads my answer to the last question about making quick judgments, and he thought I was joking, I guess. And he goes, so have you made any judgments here? And I go, yeah. I think that guy's guilty. He says, you can't know that. You've heard literally no evidence. And I said, look at his face. Everybody thinks he's guilty. And then I heard some snickering from the other potential jurors. I looked over, I counted at least 2 thumbs up, and I felt like I was killing in the courtroom. The comic came out in me. I felt like I had a hot crowd. I felt like they wanted more. I wanted to put on a good show. So then the attorney, he goes, well, if the prosecution doesn't provide enough evidence to prove him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, you have to find him not guilty. That's his words, you have to. And I just said, no, I don't. I make bad decisions all the time. I can make one here. He said that would be illegal, and I got very nervous because I wanted to say one more thing, but even though I watch a lot of crime shows, I still can't fully wrap my head around what contempt of court actually means. But I did feel like I was treading in that direction. But I also felt, well, you've come this far, let's ride it out. And I said, I don't know. You know the law better than I do. Maybe that would be illegal. But to be totally honest, I do illegal stuff a lot, and I usually get away with it. Right? I told him, I was texting my friends about how much I didn't want to be on this trial while driving here today, and no one caught me. And he shook his head, he talked to the judge, and about 2 minutes later, I was walking to my car. Free man. Felt good. The truth had set me free. Finally paid off for having a bad attitude.
Just too anxious for a lot of things. I get very nervous all the time. Not even about, like, major life things. Just, like, about in everyday situations. Like, this is my regular speaking voice, but if I'm in a public bathroom and someone knocks too suddenly on the stall door, I go into a whole different speaking voice, which is, hey, someone's in here! Someone's in here! So they're gonna be like, I think there's a carnival barker in there. I think someone's trying to drum up business for a carnival. I decided to do something about all this anxiety recently. I decided I was going to try and get a Xanax prescription. I don't know if anyone here has ever tried Xanax, but it's fantastic. Very muted claps for Xanax. You don't really get woos. It's more like, yeah. I didn't know how to get a Xanax prescription, though. Drugs like that are tricky sometimes. But I talked to a friend of mine, and he said, hey, I did this. He said that he had a regular doctor's appointment, and at the end of it, he said to his doctor, hey, doctor, sometimes I get nervous on airplanes. And the doctor just wrote him a Xanax prescription. And I was like, yeah, that's the type of lowbrow shit I'm looking for. I'll take your advice, friend I've never listened to before. So I go to a clinic, and I go in, and I'm just going to go in for, a regular type of checkup, and at the end, I'll ask about Xanax. So I get to the front desk, and they have a why are you here sheet. And I want to pick something that will get me in and out really quickly. And I look down, and I see frequent urination. And I was like, perfect. That'll be a super quick visit, I'll just be like, hey, sometimes I pee a lot. And the doctor will be like, me too, crazy, right? And I'll be like, I get nervous on airplanes. So I checked off frequent urination, and I sat down in the waiting area, and I waited for 3 hours. I finally go back to the observation room, and in the observation room there is a male nurse standing there, and he has a Batman sticker on his stethoscope, a Batman necklace, and a Batman watch. He was kind of moving around the whole time, he was just like, all right, I am too blessed to be stressed. Let's do it. What are you allergic to besides work? And then he'd take something and he'd throw it over his shoulder and be like, beats working. Like, all of his jokes were very anti-work, which is not always what you want from a healthcare professional. The doctor comes in the room, and the doctor looks at my chart, and he says, oh, you're here for frequent urination. How many times a day are you urinating? And I tried to think of a number that would warrant a doctor visit. So I said 11. And that was too many times to say. The doctor looks at me and says, you're peeing 11 times a day. Then you may have something wrong with your prostate. So, what we need to do... Some of you are ahead of me. So I don't know exactly how he phrased it, but the gist of it was, hey, if this visit is to continue, I'm going to stick part of my hand up your ass. And I didn't know what to say. Because I couldn't be like, no, that's okay. I was lying. It was a lie. To get drugs. Like a crime. So what I did was, I pulled down my pants, and I walked over to the observation table, and I put my hands down on the observation table like this, and by the way, part of me was like, whatever, those days when you're like, this might as well happen. Adult life is already so goddamn weird. So I'm bent over like this on the table, and the doctor comes up behind me and goes, no, 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 not on your hands, on your elbows, and he knocks me down like that. And this is so much worse than this. I don't know why. I think it's that this has like a little remaining dignity to it, you know what I mean? This is sort of like, go, stick it in, I am an American. This is like you're leaning over the edge of a cruise ship, and you're like, ah, we are approaching Martinique. He knocked me down to my elbows. And then he stuck his hand in. And you know how sometimes you're like, I bet I know what most things feel like, you know? You just think you'll know. I did not know what this was gonna feel like. And this was the actual sound I made. I went, oh! But I didn't say it. Like it came from my vocal cords, but it was totally involuntary. It was as if a ghost had been trapped in my belly and finally flew out towards the light. And then, when he pulled his hand out, we've gotten to know each other pretty well. So I will phrase this as delicately as I can. I did not realize that when the doctor pulls his hand out, it feels like you're shitting because the only thing that's ever come out of your butt before has been shit. So, he pulls his hand out, and I thought that I was shitting into his hand. So I yelled, I'm sorry! This is a very routine procedure, by the way, for most doctors. And so far he's had to deal with, oh, and I'm sorry. And he didn't even let me off the hook, you know? He wasn't like, ah, don't worry, you didn't shit into my hand. He just threw his glove away and was like, ah. And I was about to ask about Xanax, but then he said, all right, your prostate's fine, but we still need to do a blood test. So I pulled up my pants and shuffled away, feeling different. And he yells out into the hall, he goes, hey, we're doing a blood test, get in here. And Batman dances back in, and he's like, all right, we're gonna do a blood test. You look different, let's do it. The doctor left the room, so I'm alone with Batman. I just need this blood test to be over, okay? But first I had to tell Batman something. I said, Batman, look, I'm one of those people who, when you take blood from me, sometimes I can faint. And I was in the waiting area for 3 hours, and I haven't eaten all day, and I'm really worried I'm gonna faint. And Batman said to me, and I'll never forget it, psh, you're not gonna faint. So, I stick my arm out, Batman puts the needle in, I immediately collapse on the ground. I wake up and I am covered in sweat lying on the observation table. I wake up, I open my eyes and I see Batman's face. He's looking at me and he goes, you gotta go! And I said, could I please talk to the doctor though first? Because sometimes I get nervous on airplanes. And Batman said, the doctor's gone! So I got my stuff and I left. The moral of the story is that if you've been nervous your entire life, you should ask your doctor about Xanax. Because if you lie to him, he will stick his finger in your ass. And if you do suffer from frequent urination, keep it to yourself. I went to that clinic 2 years later for a different checkup, and as I was leaving, who did I run into but Batman? And he smiled at me, and he was wearing reading glasses to show that time had passed. Thanks very much for listening to me. My name's John Mulaney. You were really fun. Thank you.
No, some people know nothing about that disease. It's really sad. It is. Like my college roommate Denise, freshman year, I was like, Denise, you should go get tested because you're a huge whore. You let your friends know, right? I mean, I thought the freshman 15 was how many dudes you were. Never mind. But I should have known. Like Denise, like just all the signs were there that she was a slut. Like she always wore tube tops. And the day she moved in, she showed me. She was one of those girls who could put her whole fist in her vagina. I was like, whoa! Let me hang up my posters first, please. But I'm like, yeah, I'm like, Denise, go get tested. You're gross. And she was like, I don't need to get tested. And I was like, you slept with the sous chef at Denny's. Like, yeah. Because nobody even knows what those guys do. Bring your dirty vagina to the health center. And she actually said this. She was like, I don't need to get tested. I don't even have any lesions. I was like, you don't need to look like the Ebola outbreak monkey. Or Tom Hanks in Philadelphia, like bring it over there. So I wanted to talk about Denise on my special I did for Comedy Central, but what happened was they had this really white conservative lawyer call me. And he was like, is Denise real? And I'm like, yeah, she's very real and she's very slutty. Why, do you want her number? This is inappropriate. I feel like, and he was like, you're gonna need to get her to sign a release. So I'm like, well, what would the release say? He's like, it'll say that she's a slut, and that she can put her whole fist in her vagina. I'm like, okay. So I had to literally call Denise and be like, hey girl, what's up? Would you just sign this document saying that you're a whore, you probably have AIDS? And she was like, done. No, that is a friend, you guys. Look at the person next to you. Would they do that for you? Would they do that? I love the girls I grew up with. We're still really good friends. You know, there's always a girl in every group of friends who thinks that they're prettier than they are. You know, if you don't have that friend, you are that friend. And but for me, it's me in my group. Like I grew up just thinking I was gorgeous because when I was a little kid, my mom made me believe that. She was just like, I was like 6. She's like, look at you. You sparkle. Really creepy, right? But you believe your parents. I was like, I fucking sparkle. Maybe I could fly. I didn't know. I was like, look what you created, mother. But I'll never forget the day I found out what was really up. The first day of middle school, that I looked like kind of like a Cabbage Patch Kid in a Fraggle. Fuck you. Oh, man. The first day of middle school, I walked in wearing my best fanny pack, you know. Because where else are you going to keep your slap bracelets? And I just walked in like it was a runway. I was like, you'll all get to meet me, kids. I was like, fat swan. I was like, what? It's like, form a line. But kids are so mean. They'll tell you, right? They were like, bitch, you're gross. I was like, oh, really? Then why do I have these curly bangs? Why don't you say that to my Mr. Mistopheles sweatshirt? What? Cats. Oh, God. I never got attention from guys, ever. But, you know, then the old story. I finally got the braces off of my legs, and business picked up.
I'm half white, half Filipino. That's what I am. Which means my dad was in the military. That's not even a joke. That's real shit. A lot of soldiers were fighting for this country. My dad was dating. I'm his Purple Heart. My dad would say borderline racist shit to me when I was a kid. Borderline racist shit, but I knew he was joking. It's my dad. just sitting at the dinner table, was like, "No, I married your mom, right?" I'm like, "Why?" "Because I love Chinese food." She's Filipino, Dad. Whatever. Rice is rice. What the fuck? Rice is rice. That's so racist. I'm not knocking what my mom had to do to get to America. Fuck it, that's her hustle. That was her hustle. God bless you, Mom. You hooked up with a soldier and had a kid in America. God bless you, Mom. She did what she had to do. She could have hooked up with a Filipino and had a kid in the Philippines. You know how much a comedian makes in the Philippines? A chicken and flip-flops. Fuck that. Fuck that. I don't even like flip-flops. My mom was the shit. My mom and dad divorced when I was like 10, 11 years old. My mom had to raise us on her own. She did that shit on her own. Tough as shit. Sometimes a little too tough. Like it was borderline illegal, but it sucked. She never took us to the doctor. My mom never took us to the doctor. My mom raised us like we were still in the Philippines. She tried to cure everything at home. Like a real Filipino woman. You had to die to go to the hospital. Shit. My mom cured everything with Vicks Vaporub. Vicks Vaporub. I should have died 9 times when I was a kid. That's abuse. There's one time I thought I had pneumonia. I go, "Mom, I think I have pneumonia." She goes, "I'll put extra Vicks on your body, Joseph. Just rub it everywhere, Joseph. Rub it on the bottom of the foot. And then put a sock on the foot. And then the pneumonia will come out of the foot, Joseph." I just smothered in fucking Vicks. I should have called the cops. One time I was so sick, I swear to God, true story, I go, "Mom, I don't feel good. I can't sleep. I can't sleep, Mom." My mom took her finger and stuck it in Vicks and rubbed it on top of my eyelids. On top of my eyelid. That shit burns so bad I go, "Mom, it burns. I can't open my eyes." My mom goes, "Well, then you can sleep." Good night, Jose. You give a shit. Me.
Those are two topics we don't like to discuss. We don't even like the word cancer. We always whisper like, "Cancer," as if the devil's listening. "I heard you say it, now you've got it." I was whispering. You've got it twice. We're trying to hide it from the devil. When did the devil start passing out cancer? You got it 3 times for doubting the devil can pass out cancer. You got it 4 times to bring up the devil too many times in one joke. I used to be afraid of cancer. Now I get a headache and I'm like, "Good, it's almost over. Let's wrap it up. Looks like I'm not paying for that wedding after all." That's horrible. It's in my future. Look at me. I'm like skin cancer waiting to happen. Cancer doesn't even see me as a challenge. I can do that in a half an hour. Send in an intern. But we're sensitive because we've all lost someone. I'm surprised we even asked what grandparents die of at this point. My grandpa died. What kind of cancer? He was hit by a bus. That's called bus cancer. But we say we're afraid of cancer. We don't really behave like we are. We know what causes smoking causes cancer. Yeah, I only smoke when I'm drinking, which is constant, really. We know the products that cause cancer. Every 6 months there's a new sugar replacement. Here's a new sugar replacement, no calories. A week later, it causes cancer. They don't even take it off the shelves. Hey, there's the one that causes cancer. And it's on sale. So then we're faced with the sugar predicament. Do I use the stuff that'll kill me or the stuff that'll make me fat? What's a little cancer? If he does another cancer joke, I'm gonna kill him before you can. My zodiac sign is Cancer. What a ripoff. I remember when I was 8 and I was finding out my sign, my brother was like, what am I? What am I? And my sister was like, you're a Capricorn. And I was like, oh, nee, what am I? What am I? Cancer. Oh, no. I killed Grandma. What's my symbol? Crabs. Oh, no. It all gets sewn together so pretty. There's the pretty things sewn together.
Whatever, the kids are happy. I love their mom and stepdad. I love me and their stepmom. My wife, Lindsay, she's a good stepmom. She's funny. She's a deal maker with the kids. She's always making them deals. My favorite deal so far was with Kyler. It was just Lindsay, Kyler, and I on this mountain above where I grew up. We're going up there, just the three of us climbing, and all of a sudden she just turns to him and she's like, I'll make you a deal, Kyler. She's like, you know what, when you're out in nature with us, no one else is around, you can say whatever you want. You can use any word you want, talk about any subject, and you won't get in trouble. And she told me later that she did that so he trusts us, so when he's older he shares more important things. And apparently, building trust starts with profanity. I didn't know that. I asked him if he ever cursed before, you know, and he's an honest kid, and he's like, no. And then I got excited. I'm like, I get to hear my son's first swear word. That's a big moment in a boy's life. I was like, how's he gonna do it, you know? Is he gonna ease into it? Make sure the deal's good before he goes bananas? I just say, Dad, this mountain's really kicking my bottom. It's kicking the bottom of my butt. It's kicking the bottom of my fucking butthole. I'm like, whoa! Whoa, easy, buddy. That is not how you do it. That is way too specific. That's a powerful visual you're pushing on people. Turns out he didn't do anything for like half an hour. I didn't think he was going to. And when he finally swore, I realized he was waiting for context. He didn't want to just do it, you know? He wanted it to be relevant to what was happening in his life. When he went for it, he went real big. He skipped all the little ones. He went to the top, pretty much. And I wasn't upset, because he used it, you know, appropriately. It was the right word for the situation. He was getting really frustrated climbing, kept slipping in the dirt. It was real sandy and loose. He tried to jump from one little rock outcropping to another. He slipped. He smashed his toes, did like a half face plant to the side of the hill. I saw the whole thing. It was funny. It was a good fall. And on the way down, in between foot and face, he let one perfectly timed swear word rip to the silence of nature. It was beautiful. It felt like it echoed in the canyon. He just smashed his toes. On the way down, he just goes, "Oh, motherfucker!" I was like, yeah, good job, buddy. Unexpected pain. That's exactly what that word's for. I would have been disappointed if you'd have done that and yelled like, frick or crap. Come on, dude. That's the kind of stuff you yell if you're homeschooled or Amish or something else weird. That's the kind of stuff you yell if you're churning butter and the butter's not churning to your satisfaction. Just, oh, freak, Nathaniel Adaya. You tell Ezekiel Adaya there'll be no fresh butter this morning. I have no idea if that's how Amish people talk. That's probably very patronizing. My sole reference for their culture is Randy Quaid's performance in Kingpin. That's all they know about them. I do like to pretend for my own amusement that they end every first name with Adaya, because that makes very funny dinner conversations in my mind. Hello, brother Randy Adaya. Well, hello, sister Michelle Adaya. Good to see you. And how is brother Ben Adaya? You do too, if it's a junior. Ever since that day out in nature, now when Kyler's not out, you know, climbing or whatever with us, but he feels like he has a curse word to add to the conversation, he started to ask my new favorite question. He's very serious about it every time. Gets the same look on his face. So it's like, Dad, permission to swear? I love how formal it is. Makes me feel like the king of profanity. Yes, the king would like to hear some coarse language. Perhaps a shite or a bastard would amuse thy crown. Proceed with your filth. Henceforth. My favorite example of him cursing is him and his sister in the back seat. This is a while back. We were still living down in LA. And they had their headphones on, watching the DVD in the back seat. And so I don't think they can hear what I'm doing. And I pull up to my place, and I noticed someone parked in my driveway. And I knew why they did it. Street parking was full for like blocks. They gambled. You know, they wanted to save themselves a walk, hope the person wouldn't come home before they had to leave. But I did come home, and I have nowhere else to park but my own driveway. And so I'm irritated, and then I start saying the kind of things you say when you're angry in a car and you don't think anyone else can hear you. And I'm just kind of talking to myself in the front. It's like, you son of a bitch! Oh, you just couldn't find a spot, so you take my spot, okay? Save yourself some time. No, you're not, man, because I gotta park there. Now I have to park behind you. So now you get to get out when I feel like letting you out. You don't get to fuck me in my own driveway. I get to fuck you in my own driveway. That's, if anyone, you know, whatever nonsense. In the middle of that hateful tirade, apparently the movie had stopped playing. Kids are watching a news show. In the middle of me yelling, I just hear a voice in the back, just, Dad, permission to swear? And I was already pretty worked up, and I was curious, so I go, yeah, go ahead, buddy. And he just goes, what a fucking idiot. I love you, son. Sometimes it feels like I'm raising myself. And
I'll tell you this story about one time that I thought I was going to die. I think it's the only time where I thought, why wouldn't this be when I die? I was on a plane. I've been on a lot of planes and a lot of shitty weather and stuff. But this shit was fucked up. I was in Indianapolis on a plane, waiting to take off. And we're sitting there, and the pilot comes on, and he says, "Hi folks, the fuel gauge is broken, so we're waiting for maintenance." So we wait. About 20 minutes. Then he comes back on, "Folks, the fuel gauge is still broken, but we're gonna go anyway. We know how much fuel we have, and we feel confident it'll be okay, so we're gonna go." I'm thinking, okay, well, he's a pilot. I'm sure he's going by some manual that says, you know, if the fuel gauge breaks, call maintenance. If they're not there in 20 minutes, fuck it. Fuel gauges are overrated. Just go. You're fine. Just top it off and remember what happened. So then we still don't take off. And the guy comes back on. Folks, we have another problem. LaGuardia Airport in New York won't give us clearance to take off because the weather's been bad there intermittently. So we're going to wait for that. So we wait 20 minutes. Then he comes back on. Folks, LaGuardia still hasn't given us clearance, but we're going to go anyway. We're looking at the radar. We think the weather will be fine. So what we're going to do is say that our destination is Philadelphia. We'll get clearance to go there. Halfway to Philadelphia, we'll switch courses to LaGuardia Airport. We'll be out there in a few minutes. I swear to God, he said this. First of all, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to be honest with the dude in the tower. Like, does the dude in the tower have to go, really? You're going to come on? Tell me where you're going. And why is he telling us this shit? Am I going to have to corroborate this lie if we get pulled over by the sky police at some point in the flight? Oh, no, we're totally going to Philly. I got a brother there, and we got a thing in Philly. But I'm still fine with it because we're travelers on the plane. Yeah, I got a thing. Fuck it. I'm immortal. Just go, please. Yes. Go into marginal weather with shoddy equipment secretly. I totally support this plan. So, we take off. We get above where we are right now. And it's just a black motherfucker of a cloud. It's just like the Wizard of Oz. It's just, there's trees throwing apples at us. It's crazy. It's just horrible. And we're the whole flight, and we're making these circles. And me and the guy next to me are both listening to the tower. You know how you can plug into your seat sometimes? And you can listen to the tower talk to the area airplanes. And we keep hearing our guy trying to get clearance to land from LaGuardia. This is Delta 288 requesting clearance to land. It's a negative 288. Low visibility. A few minutes go by. This is Delta 288. We would really like clearance to land.
Yeah, that's a negative 288.
Like he was getting annoyed. And meanwhile, we're just circling and burning this vague amount of fuel. We could just stop being an airplane at any second. And then we hear this. This is all true. The LaGuardia guy comes.
Is LaGuardia Airport to all area airplanes. We are closed for the night. 0 visibility. Not safe for landing. Please divert to Philadelphia or Allentown, Pennsylvania, or Boston.
And then we hear our guy.
This is Delta 20. We need to land now. We have no fuel. We have no fuel. We have to land right now.
Interesting. Then there's a pause, and then we hear this.
Well, then clear to land, then 280. That's how he said, like, dude, no one can see, okay? But just, I guess all the dumb decisions you made today have made this a good one. Just take a shot. I'm going home. Just fucking turn the lights off after you crash. I don't give a shit, frankly. By the way, you're not supposed to be here, you fucking liar. You said you were going to Philly.
So as soon as we get clearance, we just like we start bulleting. We're either flying desperately towards the ground or falling. I don't know that there's a difference. We come out of the clouds and there's the fucking Earth right fucking there. It's right there. That's what low visibility means. We come out of the clouds, no fuck, it's right there, Jesus! And the plane just, and you can feel the plane go, oh fuck, I can't do that. What are you, nuts? And we go and veer over the highway, and I swear to God, I saw people in their cars go, what the fuck? And we hit the runway like sideways, like poof. And the pilot comes back on, all true, I swear to God, he's totally out of breath. He's like,
welcome to LaGuardia Airport, New York City. You may turn on your cell phones now, and you may call your loved ones.
He said that. He said you may call your loved ones. And everybody on the plane was crying and rocking back and forth, just sobbing, calling their husbands and their wives. I'm divorced. What am I going to hi, remember you hate me? Well, I almost died. I got in a cab, and the cab driver goes, that was a very bad landing. I was like, how'd you know that was me? He's like, that's the only plane to land in 4 hours. We all watched the drivers, and we said they're going to die.
So my wife and I have 2 beautiful kids. The other day I was watching sports on TV, and my daughter, she just turned 3. She got right next to me on the couch and got as close as she could. You love those moments as a dad, you know, like, whoa, this is true. And she put her thumb in her mouth, and she looked up at me and she said, put on something appropriate for me. She's smart. She knows what she's supposed to see. I watch Dora the Explorer with her, you know, because she likes it, so I watch it with her, you know. It's a good show, you know. I'd probably watch that if I didn't have kids. Dora the Explorer. First of all, did the producers think that rhymes? Dora the Explorer. Maybe that rhymes in a Kennedy household. Put on Dora the Explorer. other than that one isolated compound. I'm not sure how that works. There's a song in Dora the Explorer that amazes me, and I wish I had been at the pitch meeting where it was approved. So, did you get a chance to work on a song? Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I know, remember now that you want, yeah, of course. Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and sing it for us then? Oh, okay, well. You want that now? Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm the map, 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 I'm the map! And which character would be singing this? You're supposed to read to your kids, even when they're babies, so I've always done that. I don't know who's writing books for babies, but I want a piece of that financial pie. I put my daughter on my lap with this big cardboard book, The Clock. The Big Clock. Tick-tock. The end. $12. And there's a synopsis on the back that is longer than the actual book, and I'm not exaggerating. Sit down with your children and you will delight as you read about the adventures of the ticking clock. Sometimes it goes tick and sometimes it goes talk, which just goes to show you never can be too sure in life, because sometimes things are one way, but they are about to change. Are you talking about this book? You can't possibly be talking about this book. You must have missed the subtext. I read all these kids' books, you know. Let me ask you something. Does the owl go who, or does it go hoot? Half the books say one, half the books say the other. Let me tell you something. Owls don't go hoot, okay? Has anyone ever heard an owl go hoot? Hoot! And never in the history of the animal kingdom has an owl enunciated like that, ever. Toss those books in the trash can. They didn't do their research. Who's deciding how they go, you know? The horse goes neigh. When does a horse do that? You want to give me a ride? Neigh. Everybody knows horses don't go neigh. They go Wilbur. Common knowledge, I believe. They're all over the place with dogs. The dog says bark. The dog says ruff. The dog says woof. The dog says bow wow. That's the one that intrigues me. Who the hell ever heard a dog and could have possibly interpreted it that way? Whoa, whoa, did you just hear bow wow? I distinctly heard a bow wow. Whoa, whoa, there it is again, bow wow. You're not hearing that? You're not hearing a bow wow? Whoa, bow, whoa, wow, you're not hearing any of that. I'm not hearing that. God, I don't think. You do stuff with your kids you probably wouldn't do otherwise. Like take them to butterfly pavilions. We took our kids to this big mesh-covered place filled with butterflies. You know? As we're walking in, this worker goes, "I'll be happy to answer all your butterfly questions today." Okay. All of them? Where do you begin when you get that kind of green light? So this guy's following us around, and it's falling on me to brainstorm up butterfly questions. I'm just like, Does this one like to eat? He does. Okay. Care to expound on that at all? Oh, okay. I was thinking, could there be a less stressful job than working in a butterfly pavilion? I mean, what could possibly go awry, So how was work, dear? Don't even get me started. I've had it up to here with those butterflies. I had this yellow one landing lightly on flowers. And this purple one fluttering around and around. Like I don't know what he's up to. I can't take the politics. Around the park, we saw another family. They had like a 5-year-old boy holding a helium balloon. And he accidentally let go of his balloon. The boy started crying. And his parents were like, why are you crying? It's a balloon. We'll get you another one. I'm like, japers, grapers, folks. Sometimes I don't think adults try hard enough, to understand what kids are going through. If you wanted to relate to what he's going through, imagine if you took your wallet out and it just started floating away. Ah! Why are you acting like that? It's a wallet. We'll get you another one. I want one! What your boy's going through. We have a little boy. We had a monitor in his room the other night, and I don't really push what I do on my kids. I figure they'll find it out when they want to find out, And I was sitting with my wife watching TV, and it was at night. We thought he was sleeping, and all of a sudden I heard through the monitor, Daddy, I have a joke for your career. I got like goosebumps, man. I'm like, wow. So I gotta go up there, man. I ran upstairs. This is true. And I sit on the bed. I'm like, man, wow, you got a joke for my act, buddy? And he goes, yeah, I just thought of it. And I was like, whoa. I wanted to cry. I was like so touched, I was like, really? Wow. What's the joke, buddy? And he goes, how come dinosaurs don't talk? I don't know. How come dinosaurs don't talk? Because they're all dead. Yeah. That's my boy's joke, man. Huh. I laughed for about an hour straight, man. I was like...
Your opinion doesn't matter. matter in elementary school either. It matters in college. College is just your opinion, just you raising your hand and being like, I think Emily Dickinson's a lesbian, and they're like, partial credit, and that's like a whole thing. But in elementary school, it doesn't matter what you think, it just matters what you know. You have to have answers to questions. And if you say, I don't know, you get an X on your test, and you get it wrong, and that's not fair, because your brain has never been smaller. Also, that's not how life works. Like, I'm in my 30s now. If you came to me now and you were like, hey, John, name 3 things that the Stamp Act of 1775 accomplished, I'd go, I don't know, get out of my apartment, you know? But when you're a little kid, you can't say, I don't know. You should be able to. That should be an acceptable answer on a test. You should be able to write in, I don't know. I know you told me. But I have had a very long day. I am very small. And I have no money. So you can imagine the kind of stress that I am under. Or if it's one of those true or false questions, you should be able to add a third option, which is, who's to say?
It's wild. My wife was in surgery for 10 hours, and before the surgery, the surgeon told me, he goes, halfway through, I'll probably stop and get lunch. I don't need to know that. Why even tell me that? Was he afraid I was going to run into him in the cafeteria? What are you doing here? I get these cravings. Those Snickers commercials are true. But he was a great brain surgeon. We learned later on that he's like the best. I don't know how they determine the best brain surgeon. You know, maybe there's a competition. America's Got Tumors. Heidi Klum thought he was the best. The best brain surgeon. Isn't it enough that someone's a brain surgeon? None of us can even get in med school. A brain surgeon goes to medical school, afterwards specializes in neurology, after that specializes in surgery of the brain, and we're like, yeah, but are they any good? Yeah, they're a brain surgeon. You know what they do with the bad brain surgeons? They don't let them become brain surgeons. Can you imagine the pressure on a brain surgeon? At no point during their workday can they say, hey, it ain't brain surgery. Because it's always brain surgery. Every day. What you do at work, honey? Brain surgery! That's fine. You want some fruit? Never! My wife had she had an amazing team of doctors. She had the brain surgeon. She also had an ear, nose, and throat doctor. Ear, nose, and throat. That kind of sounds like they didn't make the cut for brain surgeon. I want to be a brain surgeon. You know what? Let's stick with the ears, nose, and throat. You'd be better with the things surrounding the brain. Can I have the eyes? You know what? Let's stick with the ears, nose, and throat. We promised the eyes to the nerd at Lens Crafters. Why pick on optometrists? Those ear, nose, and throat doctors, they must look at dentists and think, just teeth? That's it? What about the tongue? Not the tongue, just the teeth. You just work on teeth, surgery on teeth? Oh, I don't do the surgery, that's the orthodontist. I mostly scrape stuff off of teeth while I listen to 80s music. I love Debbie Gibson. When you think about it, dentists, they don't do the surgery. They don't even clean the teeth. They're like, you guys do everything, and then I'll come in and jab them with a sharp object. Well, I listen to Debbie. I did figure out what type of doctor I would want to be, which is an anesthesiologist. Because just once, I'd like to walk in a room and go, hi, I'm Dr. Gaffigan. I'm going to give you some drugs so you can't talk or move. And one of these strangers is going to cut you open. Good luck. What draws someone to anesthesiology? It's like, I like medicine, but I really enjoy getting people high. If I can combine the two. I also prefer to sit during surgery. You ever see the anesthesiologist during surgery? They're always sitting there like, I don't even know why I have to be here. Yeah, they're still alive. Anyone got the Wi-Fi password?
Don't waste your time and money at the chain store. They got the best auto parts. Brake parts, suspension parts, and dealer parts too. The website so easy to use. Always processing, fast delivery too. All the parts your car will ever need. All the savvy folks are buying parts at rockauto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com.
A little girl was killed in my neighborhood recently, which is sad, but it happens. Not usually in white neighborhoods, but it happens. I think there's a pie chart that proves that somewhere. Small sliver, safer. She was killed on a street where people have been complaining for years that cars drive too fast. So reactive in nature as everyone is, after the horrible accident, they had a bunch of speed bumps put in. And I thought, wow, what a horrible way for their family to remember every time they drive down that road.
Natalie! Your mother and I miss you so much.
But you were really doing a number on our suspension. No, honey, I told you we should have leased this car. Even in the afterlife, she makes us fight. Good riddance. Yeah, do you see what happened there? In the beginning of this made-up story, you felt bad for the family. Now at the end, you realize they weren't fit parents to begin with. We've all grown. Let's move on to some nonfiction. Do you remember when that kid was killed at Six Flags, had his head cut off by the roller coaster? Oh man, the first thing that went through my mind was, wow, how am I gonna make this funny for everybody? Here goes. Yeah, if you don't remember the story, he was on a church youth group, he was on a roller coaster ride, his hat blew off. After the ride was over, he's like, I'm gonna go get my hat. And there was a big fence with signs on it that probably said, hey, cut your losses. And he's like, what? Have you seen me in that hat? Not today, fence. And he went over it. And there was a second fence with more signs. Like, come on, now get off. He's like, you can't tell me how to live, signs. And he went over that fence. And on the other side, the story ends. Did he get the hat? I'd like to think he did. Right? A small silver lining. Like I told you I get it. And then whack, right then. And I know he was on a church youth group and they don't believe in evolution. But that kid was getting picked off sooner or later. Yeah. And if I were a family member, I'd say 15 years is a pretty good run. But then again, I'm half full. The real story, which nobody talks about until now, is how he was decapitated. It was a suspension roller coaster, a young lady, 25 years old. Her leg is what decapitated him. Shattered her leg in over 8 places. She had to have 3 surgeries and wear a cast for over a year. I don't know if you've ever worn a cast or not, but everybody and their mother will come up to you and be like, how did you break your leg? She gets to be like, I fucking punted a guy's head 90 yards. Yeah. Top that, Janikowski. Oh, finally a Raider reference that doesn't involve sucking. People have always told me I have a sick sense of humor. What do you say to that? I assume it's relative. Who are you comparing me to? Carrot Top? Then yeah, I'm a little blue. To my circle of friends, I'm tame. My sister's off the charts. I play practical jokes on her constantly, though. I got her so good a few weeks ago. I replaced her pepper spray with silly string. Anyway, that night, she got raped. And she called me the next day going, you son of a bitch! You got me so good! No. As soon as I started spraying her in the face, I'm like, Daniel! This is gonna really hurt. Hot pocket. That's how that joke ends. I had another comic friend of mine finish it. I hate rain. I understand the necessity for it. But when I walk outside, I prefer it to be sunny. That's why I love California so much. Oh. And I think it's because I wear a 35 inseam when I'm clearly a 34. But I've always liked my pants long in the back. I can hit the ground, naturally fray over time, but when it rains, oh. Am I right? The fray gets wet, then the pant leg goes up much higher than anything I ever stepped in. I just look down, I'm like, ah! Is this what the people in New Orleans went through? Because this is awful. Had I known it was that bad, maybe I would have helped. Next time, Trina 2, I'm your savior. Do they name storms like sequels in movies? Because they should. Trina 2, God's still crying. You want help? Don't invest in property value that's below sea level. You're welcome. Learned that one on Property Virgins. Thanks, Sandra. Is there an upside to wildfires here in California? Yeah. How about when you walk outside and you're like, who's having a barbecue? I'm so hungry. Oh, that's just my neighbor losing their memories. But I still want barbecue. What 2 sides would I get? I think coleslaw, baked beans. No, mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. Ah, I want 3 sides.
When I heard that, you guys, I was like, you know what? They get it. They get it. So I'm like, we're cool. We're sitting, we're driving, we're heading towards downtown. All of a sudden, the driver cuts the wheel really hard, and we get off the freeway, and now we're taking a side road going away from the city. And I'm like, excuse me, where are we going? You're going to the show. I go, it says here that we're staying in the city. Yes, you're staying in the city, but the show is somewhere else. That doesn't make sense. Why would you have the show somewhere else? How come you don't have it in the city? And then he broke it down. My friend, here in Rio, it is very different, okay? Your type of entertainment is forbidden in the city. There are people called religious police that hold up the traditions. They keep it so that it's very traditional. It is not allowed. The social gathering is a no-no. We must go somewhere secret in the desert. So how many people are you guys expecting at the show? Easily between 700 to 800 people. That many? I told you. Number 2. And sure enough, you guys, we pull up to this racetrack in the middle of the desert. And there's a giant tent set up next to it. And there's 800 people, roughly, there for a comedy show. And as soon as we pull up, radios start popping out. And I keep hearing on all the radios, fluffy, 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 fluffy. All of a sudden, some guy runs up on the stage and they hand him a microphone and he starts yelling to the crowd. I don't know what he's saying, but I've seen enough hip hop to recognize a hype man. Oh yeah, he's out there. And then I get the biggest introduction of my life. And now, direct from the United States of America, here he is, Gabriel Iglesias! And the crowd starts going, fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. And when I heard that, I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be an amazing show. So I ran to the stage as fast as I could. I'm not a runner. I booked it to the stage, you guys, because I was so excited. And when I got to the front, it clicked that in Saudi Arabia, they still have segregation. And I didn't find out till the last second because I saw a line going down the middle. And on one side, men. Other side, women. And all the women in the front row were covered from head to toe. All I saw was this. Oh yeah, I had no idea I was performing for Assassin's Creed. I didn't know. It threw me off so bad. Iglesias! And hey, what's going on, everybody? I froze. I I've been doing this for 15 years. I don't freeze, but that threw me off so bad. I didn't know what to say. All of a sudden, men start yelling my jokes at me. My friend, do the donkey, do the donkey. Hey, chocolate cake, chocolate cake. The guy in the front, make fun of me. Hell no. And the people started laughing. The women were laughing just as hard as the men. You know, granted, some of them I couldn't see, but for the most part, it's like, and they're not trying to be disrespectful. You know, they're moving and laughing. I even had fun with one of the girls. I said, oh, I saw your neck. She said, you're going to get me in trouble. The Saudis had such an amazing sense of humor. They were laughing and carrying on, and I had no idea they were going to be like that. And then after the show, I got a chance to meet some of the locals. And one guy was almost in tears. He was so emotional. He walks up to me, and he's just like, I cannot believe that I am standing here in front of you, Mr. Fluffy. Oh, well, thank you. Please, when you return to United States or wherever you travel, let the people know what you saw, okay? Let them know that we're not all bad, that we're not all those bad people from Fox News, okay? You let them know, because we see Fox News, and Fox News believes that everybody in Middle East is bad. Everybody's terrorist. Everybody has a bomb. He has a bomb. He has a bomb. He has a bomb. Oprah is here giving away bombs to everybody. Everybody. Please, you let them know. We're not all bad people, okay? We're not all terrorists. My cousin. Maybe. What? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Look at your face. Look at your face. Oh, I'm going to die. Look at you. A plane. What plane? I got you again. 2 for 2, I got you. He is raising my blood pressure every 7 seconds. And then he starts breaking it down for me how stand-up comedy is starting to bring people together in the Middle East. And how he's starting to do, you know, he's doing comedy. It was crazy, the conversation. You know, here in Saudi Arabia, people, they like watching the stand-up comedy because we love to laugh, okay? We love to laugh. It's great to laugh. And people don't think that people in Middle East have sense of humor. They see videos, they see TV, they think we are the same. They say, oh, Middle Eastern people are all angry. Look at their face, they're angry. Everybody mad, everybody angry. My friend, we're not angry. It's hot. Okay? It's 117 degrees. Everybody is not mad, they're hot. Look at everybody has a hot face. Hot face. Everybody hot face. I promise, you give me air conditioning. I am so happy. We are okay. We love to laugh. I've been doing the stand-up comedy for about 6 months now, and I have jokes. Good for you. May I try? Oh, great. All right, man, go ahead. Okay, very nervous, very nervous. Okay, here we go. Okay, okay, here we go. 2 Jews walk into a bar. Not in my country. Hey, man, you're gonna get my ass arrested, bro.
That's the wonderful thing about crazy people, you know, is that they just have unlimited currency. The things they say mean nothing to them, but they mean everything to me. I was once walking into Penn Station in New York. I was walking down 31st Street towards 8th Avenue. I'm walking down 31st, there's this woman standing at 8th and 31st. I have my little roller suitcase, you can all imagine. I'm walking towards her, she's smoking a cigarette that is not lit anymore. She's watching me walk, kind of scanning me up and down, as if she had Terminator vision, where she could see little bits of data, like, little honky ass, and could read information. As I walked past her, she said this to me. I walked past her and she said, and I'm quoting, "Eat ass, suck a dick, and sell drugs." Very dirty, yes? A very upsetting thing to hear, yes? I'm sorry you all had to hear that, but at least you all got to hear it as a group. I was alone out there that afternoon. And she said this totally unprompted. Eat ass, suck a dick, and sell drugs. It wasn't like I had paused in front of her and been like, what should I do with my life? So I walk away from her with this to-do list. And I like structure. I like a to-do list. It did dawn on me that that list of things does get better as it goes along, when you really think about it, because it starts in a pretty rough place. It starts with just about the worst task a to-do list can start with. But by the end, you have your own small business. And isn't that the American dream when all's said and done? That if you eat enough ass and suck enough dick, one day you can sell drugs. Imagine you did all that to sell drugs and then they legalized drugs and you were like, but I...
That's a sense of entitlement. That's me thinking I should be associated with this thing, and I haven't earned it. I have, neither of you, but also me. I get that feeling the most when I get upgraded to first class. Yeah, I fly every week. I never buy first class ticket, I buy coach tickets. I buy them so much, I get bumped up to first class. I'm telling you, the moment I get bumped up to first class, I get washed over with this feeling. I'm like, look at these fucking poor pieces of shit. Ugh. So much better than them. Don't stand next to me. Dude. I dare you to try to come up from coach and use the first class bathroom when I'm there. I'll put my hand on your chest, okay? There's a pig trough in the back. That's for you guys. It's for the big ballers up front. Some people buy first class tickets. I always feel like they know you got upgraded. They always give you the look like, by the way, we fucking know. You can sit up here, but you're not like us.
So I know I seem like a nice fella on the Cash Cab program, but that's editing. Really? No, I am a nice guy. I try to be a nice guy on the show, you know. I think what I'm trying to say is that road rage is real. All right? Anyone who's driven 100 feet in a major city knows that road rage is a reality. Right? There's a line. On one side of the line, you're like, that man is driving aggressively, and I wish he would stop it. On the other side of that line, that turns into, I will kill your whole family. If you do not move your shitty vehicle from my path immediately, you and your loved ones will die a horrible fiery death. Right? They're right next to each other. If you cross over into that second one, there is no quick route back. You need to pull over for a minute and cool off. You become a danger to yourself and those around you. Road rage is real, and I am no different. Well, I'm a little different in that I am hosting a game show when it's happening to me. So the camera is always on me, right? So I can never show anything. So no matter what happens, I just kind of go, yeah. It's a great day to be sitting in traffic for 12 hours, isn't it? Right? No matter what happens, I don't show it. So it builds up and builds up. And then it comes out when I'm not ready. On several occasions, I have thrown the Cash Cab into park and leapt into traffic. With full intention of kicking the shit out of a complete and total stranger. I'm not proud of it. All right, I'm a little bit proud of it. On one particular occasion, we were sitting in traffic on 3rd Avenue for the 150th day in a row. We continue to choose 3rd Avenue, despite the fact that they're building a hospital and a pipeline and a freaking amusement park in the middle of 3rd Avenue. We are guaranteed at least 40 minutes of going absolutely nowhere. So I'm already irritated by the traffic. To make matters worse, there's an electrician in a van behind me who doesn't seem to understand how a traffic jam works. Right? He seems to be under the impression that somewhere all the way at the front of the traffic jam, there is a man in a very wide car who has just nodded off at the wheel.
And that if he, the electrician, can only honk long and loud enough, he will wake the man in the wide car, and we'll all be on our merry way immediately. To make matters even worse, the electrician and his horn have impeccable timing. They're as good as the owl, if not a little better. He will only honk if I have just begun speaking, which means I have to stop speaking and start all over again. So I'm talking. I'm like, located in downtown. What is this guy's problem? Let's try that again. Located in downtown. Son of a bitch! I try to sneak one in real quick before he could honk. I'm like, located in downtown. How does he know? And then that little fuse in my head short-circuited. Now everything's different. Now there is no 3rd Avenue. There's no hospital or pipeline or amusement park. There's nothing. There's just me and the electrician. So I'm like, I think I'll put my window down. Another bird. This one is completely flightless. I wish to God I could fly off the end of my arm and punch that asshole in the nose and fly right back. But it can't, so I just hold it up there long and steady. Make sure he sees it. And not only does this not stop the horn, but an already powerful horn seems to somehow be gaining strength from the finger gesture. Right before it was like, burn, now it's like, burn. Now I'm like moving back and forth, singing a crazy little song in my head, like, I am going to kill you. La, 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 la. And then the horn stops, and I'm like, oh my God, it worked. And as I'm pulling my hand back in, I see in the mirror the electrician is now getting out of his van. He is walking toward the cash cab at a healthy clip. I don't think he's coming to say, hey, I really love your show. All right, because he's walking like this. So I've been in a situation like this at this point and stayed in the cab. Now, if you've never been in a road rage altercation situation, take it from me, seated and buckled in with your face in a big hole at perfect punching height. This is no way to begin a street fight. The other guy just to be like, really? You're just going to keep your face in a big opening like a booth at the county fair? I can just punch the shit out of you over and over and over until you remember that you can close the window. So I've been there before. It didn't end that way, but it could have. So I remember it, and I see him coming, and I'm like, that's not happening again. Boom, I throw the cab into park, and I come barreling out. Now, I am the last dude that he was expecting to see come flying out of the driver's seat of a New York City taxi cab. Right? He's expecting a much smaller Middle Eastern fella. Right? Not 6.5 foot me with my Marine Corps haircut. 200 episodes of pent-up cash cab road rage. Burning in my eyes like, ah. You know how many people get kicked out without using their shout-outs, buddy? You know how many? So he sees me coming, and he immediately goes from hey to hey, hey, hey. You large and frightening man, you. Why were you doing that silly thing that you did? And I'm screaming before my feet even hit the street. I'm like, it's a goddamn traffic jam. Nobody's going anywhere. It doesn't matter what you do. So why are you okay? Shut the fuck up. Then he says, he goes, you're crazy. Then I go, I know. You and your horn made me this way. So deal with it. He goes, I'm calling the cops. I'm like, you got out to kick my ass and now you're calling the cops? And what he doesn't know is that while he was sitting right behind me, right behind him was the cash cab crew van. And there's 8 dudes in there. One of them is a New York City police officer. He has a gun. His whole job